What's up, everybody? I'm back. I'm the Bearded Techie, and I've got another tutorial coming your way. Alright, thanks guys for stopping by for a second time this week. I really appreciate it. I released a video on Friday on how to make a custom YouTube end card. And if you're a YouTuber or a creator and you haven't made your own custom YouTube end card, I highly suggest you go do it. It really helps keep people glued to your channel and to your videos. So if you haven't started using end cards and end screens, I really highly recommend you go do that. And if you really want to do it for free, no account needed, 100% free, go check out my other video. But I understand it was kind of a boring video in terms of, you know, like maybe I don't need an end card, but I want to watch the Bearded Techie's video. It's kind of on the less exciting end of the spectrum. So I decided to come at this one, which is just a slight skosh above on the spectrum in terms of excitingness. How to clean your sensor. That's right. Okay, maybe it's not that exciting. So this is geared towards Sony cameras, and specifically Sony cameras with IBIS. And I'm going to be demonstrating on a Sony a7R II. This is geared towards Sony cameras. I'm a Sony fanboy to the core. To the core. IBIS. Sounds kind of Egyptian. Walk like Egyptian. No? Hey man, stay in your lane! Okay, yeah. Anywho, this video, like I said, is for Sony users. Specifically, Sony cameras with IBIS, but the same process applies to Sony cameras with no IBIS, which is in-body image stabilization. And so the only thing here is cameras with IBIS, the sensor is kind of floating. It moves around, and so it takes a little bit of extra patience. And also, I wanted to talk about these two things. I see sensor cleaning videos with people using these. And this is just, if you can't tell, like a brush, very soft bristled brush, and this is a lens wipe. And I'll get into why you should never use these on your sensor here in just a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about what you also need. You need sensor cleaning swabs, which you can get these for 10, 15 bucks on Amazon, depending where you go, but they can get expensive if you go to the wrong place. That's why I linked these in the description below. If you guys need some of these, go ahead and pick them up. And please use my affiliate link. They give me a couple pennies here and there when you use my links. Really appreciate that. No extra cost to you. And one of these, how's that sound? And these are only a couple bucks, literally a couple bucks. This is just to blow air, blow dust off your sensor. And these are sensor cleaning drops, optic cleaning fluid, if you will. This is different than lens cleaning fluid. They are not the same thing. I can definitely tell you that by the price. And also, I really don't know exactly what the difference is chemical-wise between this and lens cleaning fluid, but I do know this is more expensive, and it is specifically designed for sensors. So do not use lens cleaning fluid on your sensor. It's bad news. I don't know what can happen, but it could be nothing good. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into cleaning the actual sensor. But first, do not use this on your sensor, okay? This is a very soft brush, yes, but it can pick up and trap dust and dirt and grime. So, you know, if you just got done cleaning your lens with this and then went and played with your cat and then dropped it on the ground, it's gonna pick up dust from all those things and hold on to it. And when you're in there cleaning your sensor, little pieces of dust are gonna fall out of this thing onto your sensor. And then you're even in a tougher spot than you were before. And on top of that, since it can hold dirt and grime, it could end up scratching the surface of your sensor, moving it around like that. So don't do that. And also, don't use lens wipes on your sensor. I've also seen people do this. The guy I bought my first Sony from, he was doing this on that camera, and I ended up having to sell it because I just didn't want to have to deal with the problems that were going to come from that. All right, next thing we're going to do is clean the sensor. But first, I got to get my camera off the tripod. So let me go do that. Now that we've got the camera here, the first thing we're going to do is take off the lens if it's not already off. Put this to the side. And never leave your camera sitting out with nothing over the sensor. I mean, I know that's probably common sense, but you never know. Always keep something over the sensor. Now, the first thing we're going to want to do is just blow the sensor off. And I'm going to hold the camera up like this and blow up into the sensor with this air. You know, you don't want to do it like this because whatever dust is in there, if you do it like this, it'll just swirl the dust around and it'll come back up and then fall back down onto the sensor. So you always go like this. and then look at it. Glint it in the light, get a magnifying glass if you need, and look for more dust. And if you don't see any, call it there, because there's no reason to be touching the sensor if you don't have to. In most cases, this will be totally adequate for cleaning the sensor. But sometimes you'll need to go further and get a sensor swab. So let's say you do this and there's still dirt on the sensor. Get one of your swabs, and they're all individually packaged because they're only meant to be used once, okay? Don't reuse these. That's not a good practice to keep. So tear it open. Cha. Just like that. Ooh, yeah. Satisfaction, baby. Love opening stuff. Okay. Next thing, take your sensor cleaning fluid. I like to put 3 drops on either side. I know that may be a little bit much for some people, but for me, let's do one. There we go. That's totally adequate. And I've never had a problem using that much. All right, so first thing we're going to want to do is go from one side to the other on the very top and get the corner. So put it in there very carefully, all the way to the side, place it down, and then slowly and then I like to use my finger as a little pivot right here. Now with these cameras that have in-body image stabilization, it takes a little bit of extra patience to go from side to side because the sensor does move. All right, now I did that side. Now I'm going to flip this over and then go to the other side. At the very bottom, same action. Very slow, side to side. And then just a little bit of pivot action at the very end. Okay, just like that. And then if you can, examine the end of the Q-tip, or the swab, I should say. Make sure there's nothing crazy on there. Look into the camera, look at the sensor, take a look. Is there more dust on there? Is there less dust on there? Are you good to go? To me, that looks totally good. So I'm going to go ahead, put this on there. Yeah. Okay, so that's all you need to do. All right, so that wraps it up. Super easy. As long as you're super careful, you'll never have any problems doing it this way. But all I gotta say, do not use these on your sensor. I just gotta say it again. Do not use a lens wipe or a lens thingamajigger on your sensor. Only bad things can happen. Don't do it. All right. Well, that'll be all for now. I will probably see you guys again on Friday or Saturday with another upcoming video. I'll see you guys next week.
See you later. Bye.